Hey, it's Kendra and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you guys how to choose the college that you want to go to. So I know that letters have been sent out for a lot of schools and you've been getting your acceptance letters and rejection letters if you have gotten them. But I'm sure that you guys are struggling with making a decision on which college to go to. I remember this time senior year in high school. It was really stressful because I'm a really indecisive person. And yeah, so it can be a really difficult thing to decide on. And a lot of you guys have been commenting that you would like to know how I decided, so that's just what I'm going to be sharing with you today. But before we get into this video, make sure you're subscribed to my channel down below for more videos like these and just to stay up to date with my channel. But without further ado, let's get right into this video. Okay, so tip number one is pretty obvious, but visit the school if you can. I really recommend doing this. I'm sure you guys did this before you applied, but if you haven't, I would really suggest going, especially if you've been accepted to the school, just so you can get a feel of like the environment of the school, students, student life, all of that stuff. A lot of schools have a tour for accepted students, so they'll give you a lot of facts about, you know, residential life, Greek life, clubs, sports, classes, all of that, and just, you know, a tour of campus with the mindset that you're accepted. And obviously they're trying to convince you to go to the school, but it's really good just to go and get a feel of what it's actually like to be a student at that university, because it's really important to visit a school before you decide to go there, because there's a chance that once you get there you really won't like it and the environment of the school. So it's really important to go first so you don't like waste a ton of time and money going to a school that you don't want to go to, end up having to transfer somewhere else. Just save yourself the heartache and try and visit the school before you decide to go there officially. And tip number two, which I'm sure a lot of you have done, is to research the school. I'm sure you guys did this before you applied, again with the visiting, but it's really important to research the school. So you can go online, I forget what the website is, but there's the college board, or it's like a message board of students. You can ask questions of current students or former students, you know, about anything about the school, like living there, classes, all of that good stuff. You can go on Rate My Professor and see how a lot of the professors are of the classes that you want to take. So definitely try and research it as much as you can, just to find out, you know, what you can basically, and you can kind of compare the schools that you're looking at online and all of that. But yeah, so definitely research it, because I'm sure you'll find the board, I think it's like College Confidential or something, I don't know, something like that. I totally forget, I haven't looked at it in a while, but yeah, you can go there, and a lot of people have asked questions that I'm sure you are wondering about, so you can go ahead and read through those replies and all of that. And my third tip is to make a pro and con list for your top choice schools, or what you like about the school and what you don't like about the school. And then you can go ahead and compare those lists with each other. And then it's really easy to see, you know, where you're at and where you stand with the schools that you really like or the schools that you don't really like. But this is super helpful for me to get it all on paper and be really visual, because I'm a pretty visual person. So when I can physically see, you know, this is what I don't like, this is what I do like about each individual school, then you can kind of, once you're writing the list, you can kind of get a feel of how you're actually feeling. For me, it becomes pretty obvious when I'm making a list. Like if it's really easy to make a list of what I do like about a school, and it's really hard to make a list of what I don't like, you know, that's a really good indicator that that's the school that you really want to go to. You know, and if you find that it's really easy to make those lists for two different schools, you know, once you do physically make the list, it'll be easier to kind of break down each item and really compare those schools, even if you feel like you can't make a decision. I don't know, I really suggest making lists, because I am a total list person, but even if you aren't, it can be helpful, and it's just really easy to compare a ton of schools at the same time. And my fourth tip is to talk to the students who go to the school. The easiest way I found to do this is when you're on a tour visiting campus, just talk to a barista if you go like to a campus coffee stand, because chances are they're students, or, you know, go or anywhere that they have campus jobs. I visited a university in Florida, and I actually talked to the girl who was at the bookstore, and because we were buying like, I don't know, I think we were getting a campus map or something, and so I was talking to her about how she liked the school and all of that, because you can get really honest answers for people who are on campus jobs. You know, it's like they're not the tour guides. They don't have to be really positive and everything. You can get real honest answers. Or again, with the College Board thing, you can talk to people online about how they feel about the school. If you have older brothers and sisters who go to the school, or their friends go to the school, or, you know, a graduated senior that went to the school that you want to go to, just reach out to them. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to answer your questions. I had a lot of people from my high school who wanted to go to my university up here in Washington, and they reached out and asked, you know, hey, what is it like up at UW? And I was happy to help them, happy to answer their questions, because I know it's a really difficult decision, and it can be really stressful, so I'm always happy to help. So I'm sure the people in your life will be happy to help as well. And you know, if you're on a campus tour and you talk to students, sometimes if they're in a rush, like, you know, don't stop them, because that can be quite annoying. But if you're, you know, getting coffee, just ask the barista, hey, do you go here? How do you feel about it? What about classes and all of that? I mean, don't, you know, talk their ear off for 20 minutes, but a quick question here and there for a couple different people, and you've got a lot of resources. So I definitely recommend doing that. And my 5th tip, which I'm sure you've done, is to talk to your parents and your friends and family about your decision. And don't let them influence your decision, but try and talk to them, because obviously they're gonna have a good feel of what you want, because it can be easier for other people to see, you know, how you're thinking. And like when you're trying to decide between 2 schools, it can be kind of obvious, you know, how you talk about one of the schools that you really want to go there. That totally happened with my parents and I. They were letting me make my decision, which I'm super grateful for, obviously. And I was talking to them because I was deciding between a university up in Washington and one in Oregon. And I was just having trouble because I liked both of them. But for them, they were like, you know, when you talk about UW, it's like obvious that you like it better. And I just, you know, would talk about them about like what I was afraid of, what I was excited for. You know, if I was nervous about some aspect of the university that I wanted to go to, they would just talk me through it and be like, you know, even if it's hard, we're gonna be there. So it's really helpful to talk to your friends and family, because they know you the best. So obviously they're gonna help you make that good decision, and they know you, so they know what you're gonna want, what you don't want, what you like and what you don't like, so they can, you know, just interject and say, hey, well, I noticed that you like this, so maybe why not think about that school? Or, you know, maybe you won't like that about that university. You know, they can just be the honest voice when it's hard for yourself to, you know, kind of take an outward view, you know what I mean? You can get super in your head and everything, so sometimes it's good to take a step back, and your friends and family can really help you do that, or they can be the person who takes a step back and helps you make the decision. Alright, and my 6th and final tip is to think about what you want out of college and which university or college will give you that. This can be, you know, if you want a good school for sports, maybe you play soccer and you want a really good university that's, you know, has a great soccer program, you should maybe go there. But if you want a school that has a great computer science program, maybe you should go there. You know, it just really depends on what you want out of college and what you want for your future. If you know what you already want to do in life, try and pick a university that's really going to help you get there. And even if you don't know, but you have a general idea, just try and choose the college that you feel is really going to help you get there. So even if you don't have an idea, you know, pick a college that has great programs all around. There's several different universities that have awesome programs in science, arts, you know, all over the board. So if you don't know what to do, maybe you should pick a university like that. But if you know that you want to go into, you know, English or something, maybe pick a program or a university that has an awesome English program. It's really important just to try and think about what you want to get out of college and what you want your experience to be like. If you want smaller class sizes, you should probably go to a smaller university. But if you want the huge university, college, you know, stereotypical experience, then go to a huge college. There's nothing bad about what you want out of college. Everybody's experiences are going to be different. You know, you're not going to want the same thing as Joe and Sally, and you're going to be different. So you should pick a different school. You know, it can be scary if you want to go to school with your best friends, but maybe you don't want to study what they're studying, or maybe you don't want to go to university like them. So that's fine. You know, just do what's going to be best for you and what you feel is right. That's just important at the end of the day. Pick a university that you're really going to feel good about and you're not going to regret, which that can be really scary, thinking about, oh crap, well what if I regret this? You know, just try and think, okay, maybe I will regret this, but at least I chose a university that I felt would be best for me. You know, so if you think you might change your decision about your major, then just choose a school that has a great science and English program. You know, if you want to go to med school, or maybe you want to be an English teacher, choose one that has 2 good programs. It's not that hard to find. I mean, there's so many colleges out there, so just try and choose what's going to be right for you, which sounds easy, but it is extremely difficult. So, I mean, it's going to take some time. Deciding where you're going to go for the next 4 years of your life is really scary. So just give yourself some time. Alright, and now for this portion. So, like many of you know, I go to the University of Washington. I am a junior here, and I love it, absolutely love it. So how I decided to go to University of Washington was actually pretty simple, more simple than what I thought it would be, I'll say. So it wasn't simple because I'm really indecisive, but I got my acceptance letter senior year, and I believe I had toured in the fall some of the universities I wanted to go to, and then I was waiting to see if I would get accepted to other ones to go and visit and do the accepted students tour. So I was deciding between University of Oregon and University of Washington. I actually always wanted to go to OSU, Oregon State University, when I was little, but things change when you grow up. So I decided, I had visited U of O before I learned if I was accepted or not. Once I got my acceptance letters for UW and U of O and like all my other universities, I decided to go visit the ones that I was really seriously considering. And it came down to University of Oregon, Seattle University, and University of Washington. So I decided to go visit all 3. I started with University of Oregon, and I liked it. You know, the campus is really nice. And then my mom and I actually came up to Seattle to visit Seattle U and UW. So we went to Seattle University first, and I really didn't like it a whole lot. It was fine. I mean, I definitely liked U of O more than I liked Seattle U. And so my heart kind of dropped. I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't think I'm going to like these schools up in Seattle, because I really didn't like Seattle U. So we had that tour, really didn't stay for very long, and we went to UW for our tour that afternoon. And I remember I just stepped onto campus and I was like, okay, I'm home. Like, I don't know why, I just totally really loved the university. I loved all the buildings and the environment and the people. I just ended up really, really liking it. From immediately on the tour. And then of course, Suzzallo Library. I'm a huge Harry Potter nerd, so I'm sure if you guys are in Washington or around the area, you know about Suzzallo and the Harry Potter room. And I stepped in there and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe this is a library on campus. So I really just loved the school. And so we came home, and I was talking to my dad, and we were all home, so I was talking to my parents about it, and it came down to U of O and UW basically. And for me, I was kind of afraid to leave Oregon basically. I was, you know, it was comforting going to U of O because it was only like an hour and a half from home, and going to Seattle, it was like 4 hours away. So for me, that was really, really scary to think about, you know, going somewhere that I probably, like, I mean, it was definitely college. Being away at college, obviously, is like the longest I've been away from home. I mean, it's been 3 years now. Obviously, I go home, you know, for winter break and spring break and all that. But it's just really scary, you know, going 4 hours away from home. So for me, like, when I was at UW, it was totally easy for me to be like, yes, I'm going here. I love it. But once I got back home, you know, the little voice in my head started, and I was like, well, U of O is in Oregon. It's closer to home. UW is so far away. We didn't really have, we don't have any family in Seattle, so it would just be me, you know, up in Seattle, and my parents would be down in Oregon still. I was just really scared about it and really nervous, so I talked to my parents for a couple of days about it, and it just kind of became really clear for them that I wanted to go to UW. And like, they didn't push that on me, of course. They weren't like, oh, well, you want to go there, so you're gonna go there, and like, they let me come to my decision. And I just really thought about it for a couple of days and I decided that it was the right fit for me. I just loved the university and I was kind of ready to go out on my own and take a risk because, I mean, this is university, this is college, so you want to go out and do something you've never done before. And for me, it was the comfort of, yes, I didn't want to transfer down to like university in Oregon like after I had started at UW because transferring is just kind of a hassle. So, but I did have that comfort of, okay, well, if I really do not like it, I can always transfer back to a university in Oregon or something closer to home, or, you know, a different school if I really don't like UW. But I ended up coming here and absolutely loving it. I made great friends freshman year and they, you know, continue to be my friends today. And I just really loved it. So, you know, when I was trying to decide between U of O, I made countless lists. I looked up a ton of stuff online about what they had, and coming into school I was thinking about so many different majors, so it was kind of nice that both UW and U of O had good programs all around. But for me, I was really interested in international relations, which is one of my majors now, and UW has a really great program for international studies. So it was, you know, a pushing factor there, that I knew the major that I was interested in, UW had a really great one. So I just ended up, you know, deciding on UW. And it was a difficult decision, but it also wasn't at the same time. I think it was just because I let like the doubts and everything in my head kind of, you know, freak me out. And I'm just so, like, I'm such an indecisive person, so it was shocking for me to have an easy decision. So I think that was the thing that I was questioning. Like, I was like questioning myself. I was like, why is this so easy? But that's basically how I decided. I really love it here. It's an awesome university. The people are great. The U is just really awesome. The professors are awesome. I mean, obviously not all of them, but most of them are really great. They have awesome programs and really great resources for students, for careers and all of that. They have great clubs, and it's just an awesome school. And being near Seattle is really great. I mean, we're in Seattle, but downtown's about, you know, 20-minute bus ride away. It's really central to a lot of stuff, and it's really fun for me going to school in a city, because I have never even lived in a neighborhood before. So it's kind of shocking, but also really fun at the same time. Just be going, you know, to school in a city and everything. So for me, it was a really great fit. It is a large school, but once you get into your major and get more specialized classes, I mean, all of my classes are like 30 student classes now. So there are big lectures, but there are also smaller class sizes. So it had the best of both worlds for me. So I mean, I do not regret my decision at all, like, in the slightest. I absolutely love it here, and yeah, I'm really grateful to be going here. Alright, well, I hope this video was helpful. Sorry if it was long and rambly, but I know a lot of you guys are worried about making this decision and it's really hard, so I wanted to give a pretty thorough tip guide thing for you guys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you guys are thinking about UW, leave your concerns or questions in the comments, and I will try and answer all of them. And yeah, I really hope you guys find that this decision is easier than you think it will be, and I wish you guys the best of luck. I cannot talk. I wish you guys the best of luck in making your decision, and if you did enjoy it, please give it a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe. But yeah, I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!